Globally, stakeholders are talking about the need to regulate artificial intelligence. African governments have developed regulations to drive the adoption of AI on the continent. But there is still a burning question of Africa's place in the ongoing global debate. Like the rest of the world, Africa has caught the AI bug. For context, there are over 2,400 AI organizations operating across various industries on the continent. As AI continues to gain traction globally, concerns have been raised about privacy, bias, and safety, resulting in a growing consensus that AI needs to be regulated.
It's happening, and it's happening to everyone at the same time at such a speed that the tendency is that you get carried away and carried along. But at the back of every single technology, I think it's Bill Buxton who made a statement that every technology, by the time you see it in the consumer space, is already 10 years old. And so AI is not new. It's been around. It's been around for decades. What has happened in the last few, literally 1 year, it's been brought to the consumer in a manner that has been difficult for us to ignore. So as a country, we have to recognize that we're once again catching up. Right? If we start today, we're still catching up on decades of research and decades of product development at the hardware level and at the software level. I mean, today the discussion is really around CPUs versus GPUs, and NVIDIA and and the importance that how they've catapulted into the, kind of like the public consciousness because of how critical their technology now has become for driving artificial intelligence. And so the whole world of AI, from a software side, from a hardware side, has been articulating for decades. And we have to understand that coming into it, again, as a catching up kind of like strategy, we need to go much faster than we currently are doing. We need to have a really super strong focus on understanding the fundamentals of it, understanding the technology itself and the assumptions that underlie that technology, and the kind of societies that are trying to have developed this technology and where it's going to, and understanding what does it mean for us. So we need to know what we want. So that's what I mean by being thoughtful. We need to go far, far beyond where the technology is today to imagine the world that we want, right, for our children and our children's children, and then come back from there to understand what are the things that we need to do today, tomorrow, over the next 3 to 4, 5 years to be a part of that. Otherwise, we just find ourselves almost like either consumers, purely consumers, or just mechanics, really, in a system that has been built by somebody else.
According to the 2023 Global Index report released by the Stanford Institute for Human-Centered Artificial Intelligence, policymakers' interest in AI is on the rise. An analysis of the legislative records of 127 countries shows that the number of bills containing artificial intelligence that were passed into law grew from just one in 2016 to 37 in 2022.
So our aspiration to be architects of the new world has to be matched by our commitment to actually think through that process and invest consistently in terms of building out the capabilities that we require, understanding what our limitations are and going beyond. I mean, we don't have a chip fabrication plant in Nigeria. That used to be a big issue. We didn't have one in Africa. That used to be a big issue. But guess what? All the systems are utilizing fabrication plants that are in Asia. So it hasn't prevented those countries and those economies from actually leveraging the technology. It shouldn't prevent us. We just need to kind of like be extremely thoughtful, put together experts in this area, not people who appear to be experts, but people who have real deep expertise in this space, and elevate. So, taking control and becoming architects of our future, I think is absolutely important. And to do that, we've got to bring the best people to the table. For now, I think we're still in that process.
It is on record that Mauritius was the first country in Africa to publish a national AI strategy. In 2021, Egypt launched its national AI strategy to deepen the use of AI technologies and transform the economy. Kenya, on the other hand, has an AI task force that is creating guidance on how AI technologies can be used to further the country's development. But where is Nigeria in all of this?
You can look at AI in different ways. Today we're already using AI. You know, when you want to go somewhere, you go to Google Maps. That's AI. You know, so we are already participating in the AI forum. Is what do we want it to do for us moving forward? How do we want it to work for us on the continent? And I say us because, you know, we're very different. In Nigeria alone, you have, like, the last time I learned, you had over 750 different languages and tribes, you know, just in Nigeria. So imagine how diverse we are. So AI to me is not so much of, oh, this is technology that's going to fit us. It's how do we want it to? How do we want to consume it? And one thing that one of the speakers mentioned is that we are consumers. You know, everything comes to us, we consume it. So how do we want to participate in making sure that we're not consuming this time around? We actually are taking part in what is it that we want it to do for us, and how and when. So if we can answer those questions in every instant or scenario, yeah, then definitely. And if it requires that there's regulations, then we do that. But what I don't want us to do is just copy and paste again. We need to be able to own this journey on our own, and we need to fit it to what we want to see our grandchildren be and do. Because we don't want to be distinct. We don't want our culture to disappear because we're trying to be digital, right? Digital or technology helps make things better for us. It does not replace us. So that's the most important thing. Why? How and when?
AI will be of immense benefit to us if we can quickly grab the positive aspects of AI before the negative fallouts of AI destroy us, globally. Because as you work on the positive aspects of AI, we can see them. Today, there are certain things that are also in the crosshairs of elimination by AI. So the question is, what will be left when AI takes over? And don't forget, there is the dark side of things. Just like we have the World Wide Web we use, we also have the dark web that uses the resources of the good side of the web to inflict pains, including security breaches and hacking and all that. So when you then look at AI, the challenge for everybody now is how to mitigate and slow down AI so that the bad boys don't force run with the benefits of AI and end up subjugating all of us.
Regardless, Nigeria is not left behind in the global conversation on AI regulation, as seen at the Institute of Software Practitioners of Nigeria International Conference recently. With strategic planning, responsible regulation, and investment, Nigeria can position itself as a potential AI powerhouse.